The moment you can see your thoughts, you're no longer controlled by them. Your entire life changes the instant you stop reacting and start observing, because observation rewires the brain and collapses old realities. Today we'll explore how to step outside the program, the unconscious loop that keeps you living the same day, again and again. Welcome to Quantum Life. In our last episode, we explored how the brain rewires itself when you visualize and feel your future identity. But even with new wiring, most people still slip back into old patterns. Why? Because they're still trapped inside the program. The program isn't a mystery. It's your brain's automation system, the collection of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that run without awareness. And here's the paradox. Most of your choices aren't choices at all. They're predictions, made milliseconds before you even know you've decided. Neuroscientist Benjamin Libet proved this in the 1980s. Electrical activity in the brain predicts our decisions before we're conscious of making them. More recent research from Carl Friston at UCL and Anil Seth at Sussex University builds on this. Your brain constantly runs a simulation of reality to minimize surprise. It's not reacting to the world, it's predicting it. You don't see reality as it is. You see a controlled hallucination shaped by expectation. This means your sense of self, the I who experiences life, is also part of the prediction. It's a character your brain invented to organize information. When you identify completely with that character, you live on autopilot. But when you observe the character, you start to wake up. That's what mindfulness, metacognition, and quantum awareness all have in common. They train you to become the observer within. Let's look at the neuroscience. At Harvard University, psychologist Ellen Langer found that simply noticing what you're doing while you're doing it changes biological outcomes, from improved memory to reduced stress. Awareness interrupts automation. In fMRI studies at Yale University, moments of mindful awareness deactivate the default mode network, the brain region responsible for self-referential thinking and rumination. When the story of me quiets down, awareness expands. This is the biological signature of waking up from the program. From a quantum perspective, this mirrors the observer effect. In quantum experiments, particles exist in potential states until observed. Observation doesn't just reveal reality, it participates in creating it. In the same way, when you observe your thoughts without judgment, you stop collapsing the same emotional pattern. You stop reinforcing the old self. The mind becomes fluid again. Choice returns. So how do you step outside the program in everyday life? First, you practice meta-awareness, the ability to see your own state in real time. Notice when your mind is triggered, when emotion takes over, when you start narrating reality as a victim, a hero, or a skeptic. In that instant of noticing, the program pauses. Next, create space before reaction. A 3-second breath. That's all it takes. Research from Judson Brewer at Brown University shows that awareness of craving or emotion reduces its power by interrupting the feedback loop. You don't have to fight the feeling. You just have to see it clearly. Finally, reassign attention. Focus deliberately on what aligns with your future identity. Every time you redirect attention, you're reprogramming the predictive model your brain uses to generate you. Here's the takeaway. You can't change the program from within it. You must become the observer of it. When you shift from being the thinker to watching the thought, from being the emotion to noticing the feeling, the entire simulation starts to rewrite itself. And that's the beginning of freedom. To summarize, notice. Awareness breaks the automatic loop. Pause. Breathing re-regulates the nervous system. Redirect. Focus trains your brain's prediction model toward the future self. Repeat this enough, and awareness becomes your new baseline. You stop being the program and start designing it. In our next episode, The Quantum Self, Living from the Future Identity, we'll explore how to stabilize your new awareness, how to act, think, and feel as your future self, until your brain and body have no choice but to catch up. Thank you for watching Quantum Life. If this episode resonated with you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone ready to wake up from the old script. You'll find research links and recommended books in the description below. And remember, you can't change what you can't see. But once you see it, you can change anything.